And how should we respond to this, therefore? Because the age-old adage is that the terrorists win if we change our lives. If we change the way that we live, then that is them having some sort of success, closing down our open society. Surely the way to combat this sort of threat that we see from hostile foreign powers is not to change the way that we live our lives in a free and open way.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Tom. We don't change our lives, we change theirs. We have to constrain them, and across every aspect of our society. It's what I called in a paper I did for the government in 2007, the comprehensive approach. We need to use every instrument and aspect of state power and society to resist all this sort of thing. And it's everything from Confucius Institutes in our universities through the funding that our academics have accepted from Russians and Chinese. And we need to apply the same standards of ethics to investments by Russian, Chinese and Iranian firms as we do to any other thing we don't like very much. It's a complete myth that these regimes, actually want to cooperate with us. They only cooperate with us when they must, and they compete with us and confront us when they can. We're not in a new Cold War because we're in a connected but contested world, but we should be under no illusions that the regimes in China, Russia and Iran mean us harm.
And looking at what these regimes are doing, perhaps most obviously looking at the new axis that has evolved between Russia and Iran, one sending drones to the other deploying said drones to kill innocent civilians in cities in Ukraine. But looking to China, this is a power that has perhaps taken a less obviously militarily aggressive stance, at least towards the West. We know what it's doing in the South China Sea, and we know the threats that it is making against Taiwan. But when it comes to the West and the way that it interacts, it seems to have, if anything, been a little bit nervous at the way that Russia is acting. Is this a divide in our enemies?
No, certainly not. There's a very strong link between Russia, China and Iran. The one between China and Iran has been going on for 30 years at both the political and the senior personal level. And Iran barely does anything unless China lets it do it. The access between Russia and Iran is new, more obvious now than it was. But we should be under no illusions that these three regimes are seeking to dominate the whole continent of Eurasia and the waters around it. They're even saying they want to do that. So we should take them at their word. We're not rigorous enough with them. We don't sort of basically push their toes back across the line when they step across it. We're not robust enough in anything that we do. Russia was positively encouraged to invade Ukraine earlier this year when nothing happened after 2014. I'm afraid to say, unless we actually look at the new realities of the world, and as I said, not indulge in the strategy of wishful thinking and see our opponents as they are, not how we want them to be, we are going to be doomed to be on the back foot all the time and possibly defeated in a world struggle for domination.